In this video, I'll discuss the many ways of picking color. Open the color hex sample file and begin by going to the eyedropper tool. Drag over the image and you'll see this loop appear. As you move around, you'll notice that the top of the arch changes color according to the color that you're over with the eyedropper. The bottom part of the arch represents the previously selected color, and both of these arches are surrounded by a circle of middle gray. When I release the mouse, whatever color I'm over becomes the new foreground color, and that's represented here in the toolbar. You can click the foreground color swatch and it opens up the color picker. Here you have many different systems to choose from. Click the radio button next to H. This is the hue, and it's given in an angle. And the hue is represented on this vertical bar, and you can change that by dragging these sliders up and down. So once I do that, the hue is held constant, and I can then reposition this target in this color ramp area. And as I do that, you can see that if I drag left and right, I'm varying the saturation of that particular hue. And if I drag up and down, I'm varying the brightness level. Similar to that arched loop, we see that the new color is on top and the current color is on the bottom. This can be useful if you're making a comparison between two colors. Sometimes you'll see these icons appear. This top one means that this particular color is out of gamut for printing. If you click it, it will select the closest color that can be printed in the gamut which is specified by this document's color profile. This represents that this is not a web-safe color. If you click that, it will jump to the closest web-safe color. Down here we have the hexadecimal code. This is representing the 3 color channels with 2 digits each. So red is the first 2 digits, green is the next 2, and blue is the last 2. In hexadecimal or base 16, there are more numbers than we have digits, so letters are used as well. So it uses the digits 0 through 9 plus the letters A through F. So pure white is F in all 3 channels. This corresponds to 255 in the RGB system. You can also select colors from libraries by clicking this button. And you can choose a particular book up here, and then a particular color by scrolling through this list. No matter how you select color, you can see that it can be translated into any one of these systems: RGB, hexadecimal, HSB, lab, or CMYK. You can also select color over here on the color panel, and here we see the RGB sliders. Incidentally, this is a shortcut to the controls on the toolbar. This is the foreground color, and this is the background color. You can select a background color in the document window by holding down the Option or Alt key, and I'm selecting that now. This color ramp allows you to select not only a hue, but a tint or a shade of that hue by dragging up or down. Over here we have quick shortcuts for white and black. You can also change the sliders that are shown here in this menu. You can change the sliders to HSB sliders. Then you can select a particular hue, particular saturation and brightness level. And you'll see these icons appear, and they have the same meaning as they do in the color picker. Swatches are used simply to store specific colors. When you click on a swatch, it sets that as the current foreground color. You can add new swatches by clicking down here and saying OK. The color appears down here. You can also use the heads-up display to select color. Hold down Control-Option-Command on the Mac or Alt-Control in Windows, and you'll see this heads-up display appear. It's the HSB system that you see in the color picker. You can select your hue over here in this vertical slider, and then you can select your brightness and saturation over here. In Preferences, under General, you can select which style of heads-up display color picker you want. We were just using the hue strip. Let's try the hue wheel, small. Again, I'll hold down Control-Option-Command, and I'll see the heads-up display wheel. Again, we choose the hue over here, and then we can set the brightness and saturation in this color ramp area. The advantage of using the wheel is that you can perceive opposite colors by looking across the wheel to the other side. These are complementary colors. Yellow is the complementary color to blue. And so this can give you a sense of picking colors when you're using a scheme like complementary colors or colors that are close to each other in the color spectrum. So there are many ways to select color in Photoshop, and you can choose the method that appeals to you the most or is most efficient for the type of work that you're doing.